Title: I wrote down my fears for 15 minutes, and this happened. I used to be a prisoner in my own mind, completely trapped by my own anxiety. It felt like I'd tried everything and nothing was working, so I decided to try something ridiculously simple. For just 15 minutes a day, I started writing down my deepest fears. Honestly, I thought it was a total waste of time, but what happened next, I absolutely did not see coming. Section 1. The Prison of Anxiety. There's a kind of exhaustion that only people with anxiety can really understand. It's not just feeling tired after a long day, it's a soul-deep weariness from fighting a battle that never ever ends, a war fought entirely inside your own head. My days were run by a constant nagging loop of what-ifs. What if I fail this project? What if they're judging me? What if that absolute worst-case scenario, the one my brain plays on a loop in full, vivid detail, actually happens? This constant state of high alert was physically brutal. It felt like this low-grade hum of dread that just followed me everywhere. My chest was always tight, my shoulders were basically permanent earrings, and my stomach was always doing flips. Simple decisions felt monumental. What should I have for lunch? Should I answer that phone call? My mind would just race, serving up a dozen catastrophic outcomes for every single choice. On the outside, I probably looked fine, maybe a little stressed. But on the inside, I was drowning. I was completely overwhelmed and stuck. I was trying to hold back this tidal wave of fear with my bare hands, and I was losing badly. The more I tried to push the thoughts down and just ignore them, the louder they got. Research actually shows that when you try to suppress or avoid these kinds of intense emotions, you just end up activating your body's fight or flight response, which keeps you perpetually on edge. That was me. I was living in a constant state of emergency, and it was breaking me. I'd read the articles, listened to the podcasts, and even tried therapy. And while some things gave me a little temporary relief, that core anxiety always came creeping back, like a shadow I just couldn't outrun. I felt hopeless. I was desperate for anything that might offer a real sense of release. This is a good place to pause. Section 2. The Turning Point. A Simple Experiment. One night, deep in a late-night worry spiral, I stumbled across an idea online. It wasn't flashy. It didn't promise some miracle cure. It was almost insultingly simple. Just take 15 minutes and write down your deepest thoughts and feelings about your fears. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Don't even worry if it makes sense. Just write. My first thought, total skepticism. Seriously? How could scribbling in a notebook possibly make a dent in the fortress of anxiety I'd built around myself? It felt like bringing a water pistol to a wildfire. My own brain, the very source of my problems, was telling me this was a stupid, pointless exercise. But then another much quieter part of me, the part that was just so tired of fighting, whispered, "What have you got to lose?" So I decided to try it. I treated it like my own little science experiment. I set a timer for 15 minutes, grabbed a cheap notebook, and sat down with one single terrifying question. What am I most afraid of right now? I stared at the blank page, and for a solid minute, nothing. The fear was so big and loud in my head, it felt impossible to pin down with words. But then I wrote one sentence. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. And then another, I'm afraid I'll disappoint everyone who believes in me. And just like that, the dam broke. The pen could barely keep up with the flood of fears pouring out of me. Fears about my career, my health, my relationships, fears I didn't even realize were lurking right under the surface. It was messy, it was ugly, and it was brutally honest. When the timer went off, I just sat there, hand aching, staring at this chaotic scrawl on the page. Section 3. The Aftermath. an unexpected release. I didn't feel better right away. In fact, for a few minutes, I think I felt worse. Seeing all my fears laid out in black and white like that was horrifying. It was like finally seeing the monster I'd been trying to ignore, now fully lit up in the spotlight. But then something strange started to happen. As I read the words back to myself, a little bit of space opened up between me and the fear. It wasn't just a storm raging inside my head anymore. It was now a collection of sentences on a piece of paper. So I kept doing it. Every day, 15 minutes, I'd do this brain dump. Some days the writing was angry and frantic. Other days it was just sad. A lot of times it brought me to tears. It reminded me of something I read about the psychologist Dr. James Pennebaker, a pioneer in this field. In his early studies, he noticed that students would often leave his writing experiments in tears, but they kept coming back, saying the experience was profoundly important. That's exactly how it felt. Slowly, almost so I didn't notice it at first, things started to change. That constant hum of dread began to quiet down. The tightness in my chest started to ease up. I started sleeping through the night. It was this shocking emotional release. It felt like I was finally confessing all my deepest struggles without any fear of being judged. By giving my fears a voice on the page, I was taking away their power over my mind and body. This process of organizing the chaos of my thoughts into a story was giving me back a sense of control that anxiety had stolen. This is a good place to pause. Section 4, the science behind the release. What I was experiencing wasn't magic. It's a well-documented psychological phenomenon called expressive writing. The pioneer of this research, Dr. James W. Pennebaker, conducted a groundbreaking study back in the 1980s. He had students write about their deepest thoughts and feelings about a past trauma for just 15 minutes a day over 4 consecutive days. The results were pretty astonishing. Compared to a control group that wrote about surface-level stuff, the students who wrote about their traumas had significantly fewer visits to the student health center in the months that followed. Follow-up studies have found other benefits too, like improved immune function, lower blood pressure, and even better sleep. So why does such a simple act have such a powerful effect? Well, psychologists have a few theories. First, holding back powerful emotions is a form of chronic, low-level stress, and over time, that can seriously harm your health. Writing gives you a safe outlet to let those feelings out, to literally get them out of your system. Second, worrying takes up a ton of your brain's processing power. Your mind is basically trying to multitask 24/7, living your life while also trying to manage and suppress a constant stream of anxious thoughts. When you write those worries down, you offload them from your working memory. This frees up all those cognitive resources, letting your brain work more efficiently and maybe with a cooler head. And finally, turning chaotic, swirling emotions into words forces you to give them structure. This process helps move your fears from the emotional, reactive parts of your brain to the more rational, logical parts. It creates distance, which allows you to look at your fears more objectively, maybe spot some patterns, and start to reframe your negative thoughts. Section 5, the spiritual dimension of healing. The science was incredible. It gave me the how, the mechanics of why writing all this down was making me feel so much better. But for me, there was a deeper layer to all this, which was the why. The science explained the psychological release, but my faith explained the sense of divine healing that came along with it. What I was doing in that notebook started to feel like more than just a brain dump. It felt like a confession. It felt like a prayer. The more I thought about it, the more I realized I was accidentally tapping into an ancient spiritual practice, the act of lament. If you look at the book of Psalms in the Bible, It's filled with laments. Over a third of the Psalms are these raw, unfiltered cries of pain, fear, and frustration directed at God. King David, a guy described as a man after God's own heart, never shied away from telling God exactly how anguished he felt. In Psalm 13, he cries out, "How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart?" That was me. I was wrestling with my thoughts. Biblical lament isn't about sinfully complaining. It's about being brutally honest about the pain and the questions that are raging inside you and bringing them directly to God. It's a prayer you pray in pain that ultimately leads to trust. In those 15 minutes of writing, I realized I wasn't just talking to myself. I was crying out to God and pouring out my heart to Him. I was creating a space where He could meet me right there in my brokenness. Lament is what stands in that gap between our current pain and God's promise of future goodness. And for me, this practice became a pathway to praise. Just like the psalmists, my laments often ended with a turn back toward trust. After pouring out all the fear and anger, I'd find myself writing about God's faithfulness, reminding myself of His promises. This wasn't me denying the pain, it was an act of faith right in the middle of it. Science showed me how to release the pressure, but my faith showed me where to direct that release into the hands of a God who could handle my biggest fears. This is a good place to pause. This simple 15-minute practice honestly changed my life. It didn't magically make my anxiety disappear, but it gave me a tool to manage it, a way to release the pressure before it gets completely overwhelming. It turned my mental prison into a place of processing and prayer, and I really want to challenge you to try it. You don't need a fancy journal or to be a great writer. All you need is 15 minutes, a piece of paper, and the willingness to be honest with yourself. Set a timer, find a quiet spot, and just start writing. If you have no idea where to begin, you can try one of these prompts. What is the fear that's taking up the most space in my head right now? Write a letter to your anxiety. What do you really want to say to it? Or if you're a person of faith, try this. God, here are the fears I need to confess and hand over to you today. Don't edit yourself. Don't judge what comes out. Just let it flow. You can literally rip up or delete the page as soon as you're done, if that makes you feel safer. The power isn't in keeping it. It's in the act of getting it out. You are not alone in this fight. This feeling of being trapped and overwhelmed is something so many of us are facing. But there is hope, and there are pathways to healing. For me, that path started with a cheap pen and a blank page, and it led me to a freedom I truly never thought was possible. If you decide to take this 15-minute challenge, I would love to hear about your experience. Please share in the comments below. What did you discover? How did it make you feel? Your story might just be the encouragement someone else needs to start their own journey. May God bless and manifest His grace and favor to you today. Thanks for listening.